Oh.
Bruh, look at all these cars. It's only Tuesday. They all came yesterday. Well, most of them. Like 2 or 3 were from last week, but that's just crazy. So, Harry Potter here?
Yes, sir.
Q60 2.0, scanning for codes using my master laptop from the future. Why is the car even here?
I don't know.
What? Aren't you the one working on it?
Oh yeah.
Why is it here?
Supposedly he has no power. I test drove it.
Is it in that mode?
No. Well, I don't think so.
What? Well, what do you mean it has no power?
Well, okay, I'll drive it. I'll drive like normal, right? But if I step on it, there'll be no power whatsoever. Like it'll just go like a DE, but like less. And then.
So a real D.
Yeah, and then after that, like once it gets to 4,000, it won't even shift up. It just stays at 4,000.
Oh.
But it won't.
Those are all old codes though. I don't know. Well, we'll show George because that's what he wanted to see. Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. What's up, guys? I have this 350Z, which is a 07, so it's a HR. It's a 6-speed. The owner towed it in because of the high idle, and I was wondering like why he towed it. I was telling him like, oh, you could save money. You could still drive the car here. Nothing's gonna happen. Just the idle's annoying. But this is the first time I seen one idle like this. Literally 3,000 RPM. So I'm gonna look into this one for George, and then I'm gonna go ahead and see what's going on with it. All right, so this one here, after diagnosing it, I have had other videos where I told you guys here on YouTube that it needs to get diagnosed for high idle. This one, I checked the computer and we did a conversion on it, and it still didn't fix it. Well, it fixed half of it, and then it was still idling weird. After that, we put new throttle bodies, so they're literally brand new throttle bodies. And after that, it's good. And then some of the coolant, it's burning off from the coolant line hoses, but now the idle is good. There we go. This guy modeling for Nitra. Is
this a good pose?
Yeah,
Nitrous
looks good.
Express, please sponsor me. Like this. It's like I'm compensating for something. You already know.
You're compensating for something?
Yes,
something minor? Something minor? No, just kidding. Yeah. So I just tuned that 370Z right there, 2012. This is not the peak, but this is what it was doing with no tune. No tune at 5400. With the tune at 5400, getting 44. So this one really needed a tune right here. The baseline was about 260, and after the tune it was 284. So you can see the 44 wheel horsepower. That's a lot. Just needed a tune really badly. Guys, I have this G35. It's a 6-speed. It's a D. I'm not sure what year it is. Oh, it's a 2005 because I just connected to it. This one, I'm not sure exactly 100% on the full reason why it's here, but one of the reasons George let me know is that the ABS lights and the traction turn on only when you turn the steering wheel a certain way, or all the way to one side. So he said he figured out the issue and he fixed it, and now it doesn't do it, but it does it a different way now. The light turns on a different way. So he wanted me to connect to it and see if I could find something. Most likely it just needs to do the calibration for the steering sensor on this car. So I guess it's a Revup, but I'm not sure if it fixed it or not. So far it seems like it did. I don't see the lights coming on. The lights obviously do work. They were on the car before, the ABS, traction, and there's something else on there. I think it was 3 lights. But yeah, so far it doesn't do it. I'm gonna go ahead and let George know. Maybe he knows how exactly it got triggered for the lights. So it seems like this one's probably fixed or something. There's no way this is a Revup. It hasn't blown up yet. Oh. All right, and Ray over there, Harry Potter, he's changing the TPMS. For those of you who don't know what it is, tire pressure monitoring system. So TPMS sensor on my G37. So all of the sensors were working, and out of nowhere one of them just stopped working. Well, it said I had a flat tire, but obviously I didn't. And when I went to go check the tire pressure using one of the computers, shows me the tire pressure on each wheel. One of them was just reading 0, so obviously the sensor doesn't work. So I just tried to reprogram it to see what it would do, and it doesn't even detect the sensor. So I just bought one new one because the other ones are new as well. So on this one, all 4 of them were new. I'm not too sure exactly when I did it. I believe it's been about 6 months maybe. So I'm not too sure if I hit a pothole or something too hard and then it went out, or it's just that one was just defective. No big deal. Just bought one, only one, just put it on, and that's it. And there's one of these G35s. I don't know if it's inside already. I don't know if it's that one or this one, but it's tuned by me, and the owner sold the car, I believe sometime last year. So the new owner is the one that brought it, and it's having issues. It's having some like fuel issues. So the guy brought it here because he knows that the work was done here, so he'd rather bring it to someone, you know, he already knows that's worked on it before. And that one checked out some things and everything seemed good. Went in on the tune. You know, obviously once you tune the car, if it runs good, then it should be good from the time it's tuned. It turned out it was just the MAF sensor on the G35. It's a D. So that was when it was raining really bad, and we've had a lot of cars come in just because of the rain, a lot of electrical issues. So luckily we were able to find that on that one, as soon as they changed the MAF, the car just ran completely perfect. I think it's that one, the one on the left right there. So I'm not too sure. I think he might pick it up tomorrow, or he's gonna pick it up on Monday because tomorrow is Saturday. Guys, so today I'm gonna, well, I just tuned the boosted car right there, that blue one. Different boost levels, unfortunately. So I have Harry Potter over there, Ray. He's porting the manifold. I'm gonna do some testing. So he's just porting it a lot to where it's extremely thin, and see how that goes. So I'll do obviously I have all the befores, and there's gonna be a after, and then he's basically already done. He's just trying to smooth it out now.
Yes, sir. Hit me up for your porting needs. HarryPorter.com. Just kidding.
We could slap it on everything, and you could just take it home, you know?
Oh my God.
Alright guys, so they just finished the VR transmission swap on the automatic 370Z. And then I tuned this one here. And then again, no, this is not my car. This one is salvaged. This one here. So they fixed the issues with the transmission, and the owner actually wants to get a tune for this car, so it's gonna stay on 91. We're gonna put the UPT 1000 injectors, because obviously it has the stock injectors. This one has exhaust and stock intakes. I'm waiting for one more tune to come in, and then after that one I'm gonna do the GTR. So cute. Looks like a little kid. And I got a new keyboard because these beautiful gentlemen, unfortunately the air line to for the air compressor, that's what I was trying to think. It's a little too early for me. It's 12:45 p.m. right now. Got my usual 2 hours of sleep every day. But the air compressor line is there, which they use to clean parts. Happens to just be next to my dyno computer, and all the dust goes on it. and it lasted a couple years, but it doesn't really work well anymore. So I bought another one, and it doesn't cost that much. It's like $25. So I might just leave this plastic on here for now. I'll just tape it, and we'll see how long that lasts. Probably lasts a couple days. I'll get tired of the plastic and I'll just rip it off. I guess I could always buy another keyboard. Alright guys, this one here is a 06. What's a Revup? Let's see. It's 07. 07 G35 Coupe 6-speed, so it is a Revup. Has a tune appointment today, later on. And he just came to do spark plug. So the only thing it has is just a catback exhaust. Obviously, so it has, you know, the stock cats, stock intake, everything is stock. And here's something for you guys, a little extra information, which would make sense for maybe like some tuners to tell you, but you know, honestly, they just don't know. So the car is obviously not new anymore, so these cars are, you know, most of them, they're tuned from the factory, they're calibrated from the factory for when they're new, when all the parts are new. You know, after so many owners, assuming you're not the first, second owner, but either way, after so many owners, so many miles, mostly I would say because of different owners, different things they've done, the engine conditions could change drastically drastically or minor, whatever. So the car is no longer acting, the engine is no longer acting how it's supposed to. Of course, it's wear and tear, it's normal, but since you're into performance, with the tune you can fix it and squeeze more life out of it. Of course, the rest is up to the owner as well, and of course it depends if the tuner knows what they're doing. But most of his other tuners are just trying to get the money out of you. They don't care about your car, they don't care about your motor, they just want the money out of it. So when you're tuning a car, you're not just tuning for power, but you have to tune it to run good. So I know it's a little difficult to explain or maybe to understand, but it's not really that difficult. And this one here, I don't know, his name makes me laugh, Fizmo, because it's not an Ismo, and like I like how he just admits it, you know, it's not an Ismo. Like I actually like his name. This is a D, and it's pretty fast, to be honest. He was beating a car. I made a video, I haven't posted it yet because I'm holding back on it to post it because they're waiting for some parts. But if I post it, then it's hard to explain. They're gonna know, and they're not gonna send it to him, or they're gonna lag because they know that he got tuned by me. It's somebody that he raced and he beat them, and they were tuned by someone else. So the other one was a HR. This is obviously a DE. They're both 6-speed. The other one had more mods. The other one made more power on the dyno. I believe it was about 45 wheel horsepower more, but the DE was next to him. I believe the DE beat him by a little bit, I'm not sure, but at the most he was just next to him. And yeah, so the other guy got retuned by me, and now it's way faster. Guys, I have this 07 G35 Coupe 6-speed, so it is a Revup, very, very clean. The only thing it has is I said in another clip, if I manage to put them together here for YouTube, it has a catback exhaust. Actually, it's just a muffler delete. So yeah, just a muffler delete. It's basically stock, and it has, you know, stock intake, stock cats, no plenum spacer, nothing. All we did was change the spark plugs today. His oil was actually pretty clean, so I guess he must have changed it before, I'm assuming a week or two, but it was really low on oil, so I added some oil. I'm not gonna charge him for it. I'm gonna let him know it's possible that his engine burns oil and he's not aware of it, because him and his friend told me that as far as they know, it doesn't burn any oil, but if the oil's clean and it's missing a lot, either they didn't do the oil change correctly or it does burn the oil. So I'm gonna be able to tell him when he comes back, because he dropped it off early in the morning to do the spark plugs, which is what you want to do if you're gonna have something done. You want to tell me before. You don't, he didn't do this, but don't tell me the day of the tune, oh, I'm gonna drop it off early. You don't know how busy it is in here, so on that day, so you want to communicate
with me, what you're gonna do, what's this guy doing? So if you need something done, just let me know before, and then I'll communicate with George. If you need a price, I'll go ahead and ask him for that, of course. But you don't want to do anything last minute. There's times where I'll literally tell you, no, you can't do that. It doesn't matter if you talk to George and he gives you a price. I'm telling you, no, you're not gonna do it. I'll tell him not to take your car in because you're just doing everything last minute. That's not how it works. Everything is done off of a schedule. So you could do it next time or something, unless it's something like extremely important. So yeah, all you need to do is just communicate. Of course, this guy, he didn't do that. I'm just letting you guys know. He did it the correct way. He let me know before, or at least a couple days before. Let's just say you want to change something that obviously requires an install that you cannot do yourself, or you just don't have, maybe you do know how to do it but you don't have the time for it. You can drop it off a day or two before. That's perfectly fine, not the day of the tune. So a day before or a couple of days before is fine if you want to drop it off, and then you can come back on the day of the tune to watch the car get tuned. That would be the proper way to do it. That is the baseline right there. There is no tune. 239 wheel horsepower, 220 torque. So basically 240 wheel horsepower. And I'm gonna go ahead and start tuning it. What's up, guys? I have this 2004 G35 6-speed, so it's a DE. Very, very clean. I tuned this car back in 2017, and he's here for a retune. It's got some ported manifolds he added, I believe another part as well. And then I had tuned this car at the previous shop. I knew he was gonna look. At the previous shop, it made 253, and I made some pre-adjustments. And we are actually back at 253, which is perfect because it seems like there's still room for improvement in the tune. And it did make more torque than last time. So last time, I would just ignore the green line right there. That's something else. So the current one we're doing today is the orange one, which is 253 and 253. I believe last time the torque was 240 something. 245 maybe, and but now it's already 253, so it's doing good. A whopping 1 horsepower gain. This is why George yells at him. He just walks around, doesn't do anything. I know you watch my videos. This is the guy that asked George for a raise. Alright guys, so this guy has also a bigger throttle body. It's not really recommended, to be honest. It doesn't really do any difference. But on most of them, you know, you just have idle problems and things like that. People will tell you, oh, a tune will fix it. No, it does not fix it. Some of them are just defective. So the best thing you could do is an idle relearn, which is what I'm doing right now. And then we're gonna see if it fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, then obviously the throttle body is defective, and that way it cannot maintain the memory, it cannot hold it. So you can actually erase the code, and obviously it'll come back, your idle will be high again. So some of the aftermarket throttle bodies, it won't have that problem, but some of them do. And it could be the same brand, same company. Well, even though it's not theirs, they're just using OEM ones and modifying them, or they're using one from a different vehicle and just calling it their own. But the best thing you could do if you turn on your car, you install the aftermarket throttle body, like bigger, is just do an idle relearn. It's the best thing you could do. So this one seems like it went through. He's gonna have to drive it, and he would know probably in roughly 50 miles if it's gonna start idling weird again. So maybe this throttle body is good, just needed a relearn. So every time you unplug it, you are supposed to, anytime you unplug the battery or the ECU or the throttle body, you are supposed to do a relearn, but you technically don't have to. Very, very clean engine. Very, very clean. I'm not sure. Did I tell you guys how much I made? Well, 262, 260. Yeah, I think I did. I made 250 something before. Very clean. I believe you came from pretty far, San Diego area. So thank you for coming. I appreciate that, for returning to me after all those years.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Your present is in there.
You here?
Yeah, I know you already lowered it. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Oh! Oh! The pedal, I know what this, I forgot what it's called. The heel tilt fucking.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me like a while ago.
I told you a long time ago.
That you couldn't get it or something?
Yeah. This is, I love you, thank you.
I hate you.